It's a sellout for women's gymnastics here at the Coleman Coliseum tonight. The bitter rivalry continues between the #1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide and the #2 Georgia Gym Dogs. The latest NCAA poll confirms that the two top gymnastic teams are here: Alabama, Georgia, Utah, LSU, and Michigan. Hi, everybody. Chris Marlowe along with Maura Driscoll. And welcome. Let's get you right to the action. Rotation 1, Alabama on vault, Georgia on the uneven bars. And this is the great Robin Hawkins, a 5'2" sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee.
She was last year's SEC Freshman of the Year, which is a tremendous honor, especially given the talent in this conference, and she is a phenomenal vaulter. She's going to be doing a half-on, half-off layout front. A little form difficulty, and she had some problems on the landing. As you can see, she took a few steps. That'll cost her a few tenths. But the gymnasts are allowed to take 2 vaults, and they will keep the score of the best vault. Here's another look at what happened. She does a half on, half off. She doesn't push completely through her arms, which is why she goes off to the side there. Let's take another look at it. She does a half on. You want to get completely around, and the half twist. You see how she didn't turn her body completely around, which is why she landed off to the side. She can definitely do that vault better, and I'm sure she got a few pointers from her coaches, and she will try to improve on that in her second vault.
David Patterson, the assistant coach, walking her back. She gets a 9.8 for her first vault.
I think that's a very generous score. This vault was made famous by J.C. Phelps, 96 U.S. Olympian. She invented the vault. It's also called the Phelps. Now, she really wants to just focus on the landing, because if she nails this vault, they're going to give her a big score. That was much nicer. She was square off of the horse. The judges are looking for height off of the horse and distance away from the horse. She did that very well this time, better than the first vault. She did take that step, so it's at least a 10th on the landing. Let's take another look. Better push. See that? Square in the air. Anticipates the floor. Big step, but a much better vault. I think that was a better vault, but the landing may be more of a deduction than the previous vault. We'll have to see what the judges think.
Georgia on bars. Here is the #1 gymnast in the country, Karin Lichey, a 5'1" senior from Cincinnati, Ohio.
She's also the #1 ranked gymnast on the uneven bars, and the biggest thing that separates her is her beautiful form and her flawless execution. You can certainly see why she has scored 10s on this event. Beautiful pirouetting. Look at this big release skill, a piked Jaeger. That is an E element. It's worth 2/10 of bonus. And she does it perfectly. No form breaks. Her legs are together. Her toes are pointed. And watch this dismount. A huge double layout to a really nice landing. A tiny little step, but that was a phenomenal routine.
Robin Hawkins, we can tell you, received a 9.85 for her vault.
So she did receive a higher score in the second vault, and that's the score she'll keep. Just look at her form. Right on top of the bar in the handstand. Her legs are together. Just beautiful. Boom, right on top. And watch this double layout. 2 flips backward in a completely stretched position. A little leg separation, but really not a big deal, and a solid landing.
Karin Lichey has 7 10s on bars during her career, 1 this year. Let's go back to the vault. Here is Andree Pickens, the talented freshman from Houston, Texas.
And she is making a name for herself. They love her here in Tuscaloosa. She's so strong and so powerful. She's ranked #3 on this event. And she will be doing a round-off entry vault. Half twist layout. Oh, that was beautiful. Now, this vault, Chris, has only been allowed in college as of last season. And it's great for the elite gymnasts like Andrea, because she comes into college. She knows how to perform this vault. She wants to be able to perform it. Watch this. It's a round-off entry. Called her Yurchenko vault. Back handspring, half twist, layout front. Beautiful. Tiny little hop, but boy, was that beautiful. The execution was great. Look at the power. Excellent. Anticipates the floor. Boom. That vault is worth a 10.0, so the maximum score she could score is a perfect 10. That's what you're going for on vault.
Karin Lichey, 9.9 for her bars routine, and a 9.925 first vault. Andree Pickens.
She has to be pleased with that, because she knows she can nail that landing. The execution in the air is good, the push off of the horse, the distance away from the horse, all the things the judges are looking for. She just needs to stick this vault, and we may see our first 10 of the night. Oh.
Not quite.
Yeah, I mean, again, she has really great execution in the air. but a little over-rotated. It's very difficult when you're rotating forward because you cannot see the floor. You cannot anticipate the floor. You can't see with your eyes. You really have to know where you are in the air. Watch this. Half twist, lay out front. You need to open up at the proper time in order to stick the landing, and she over-rotated it. Here's another look. Great push, nice form in the air. She should have opened up a little bit sooner.
9.925 her final vault score. Andree Pickens for Alabama. Let's go back to the bars. Here's Jenni Beathard, the 1997 NCAA bars champion, a 5'2" senior from Alamonte Springs, Florida.
This is her trademark event. She has been an All-American every year she's been at Georgia on the uneven bars. She just has beautiful swing. Take a look at this. That's actually called the Galloway Giant, invented by her teammate Stacy Galloway. She does beautiful pirouetting. And here comes her first release skill. That's called a reverse heck or a takachev. Straddle back to handstand. She's moving really well so far. Now, all of Georgia's bar routines end with E-dismounts, the most difficult you can perform. And here comes a big one, full twisting double back to a perfect landing. That was outstanding. Has to be thrilled with this start. Take a look at her first big release skill, a takachev. The judges want to see a lot of height, and you want to catch those release skills away from the bar, as far away as you can. Now, but watch this dismount. This really puts the exclamation point on this routine. Full twisting double back, boom.
She did have a 10 earlier this year against Florida. We're awaiting the score for Jenni Beathard. Rotation one is over. We're off to a great start, and the atmosphere is wild here in Tuscaloosa. Hi, everybody. Chris Marlowe and Maura Driscoll. Alabama is #1. Georgia is #2. Both teams are from the Southeastern Conference. What a great rivalry.
Chris, this is one of the greatest rivalries in all of college sports, really, because these two teams could not be more opposite. First of all, they are not very fond of each other. They really epitomize the whole concept of rivalry. The coaching philosophies are very different, but year in and year out, they're in the hunt for the national title, and this year is no exception. Alabama #1, Georgia #2. But keep in mind, Georgia is the defending national champion, and last year, this season rather, they already beat Alabama in Athens. Now throw all that out the window and welcome to Tuscaloosa, because they're expecting 15,000 fans tonight. And if this partisan crowd has anything to say about it, Alabama will be on top at the end of tonight's competition.
7 women in the all-around competition, highlighted by a senior and a freshman.
That's right, and we already saw the senior. Senior Karin Lichey from Georgia is the #1 all-arounder in the country. She made headlines as a freshman when she became the first gymnast ever to score a perfect 40 in the all-around. She's up to much of the same excitement this year, scoring 310s already. And Alabama has had their own show of perfection from a freshman named Andree Pickens. We got a chance to see her already also. She scored a 10 on the uneven bars. She's ranked #4 in the nation, and she is outstanding on every single event.
Jenni Beathard got a 9.9. It's only going to get better. Georgia and Alabama rotation 2 is coming right up. Stay with us. Maura Driscoll back with you at a sold-out Coleman Coliseum, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Georgia, with a slight lead over Alabama. Both squads scoring their season best. Georgia on